Very good morning to you. We are in conversation with Ravi Jethwani. It looked like, because as per a survey, 73% of the individuals envision themselves living in the UAE for the next 5 years.
We should give credit to the UAE government and the leaders of the UAE, who had built such great infrastructure for attracting the talent in this part of the world. However, having said that, it's not easy to be in this market. It's fought with a lot of potential candidates. The population we all know is around 10 million. Jobs are restricted.
Right.
However, there's a change in the trend which we are seeing as an employers. With a UAE economic vision of 2030, the country wants to reduce its reliance on the oil and gas sector as a source of economic activity.
Correct.
Now, this is a big change.
Correct.
There's an immense focus on knowledge-based industries like robotics, sustainability, fintech, agri-tech. So these are new areas which are opening up for them, for the candidates to come in. However, these are new things in this country, the transformation which is happening to find that talent is becoming as well.
Correct. And this is where I think Innovations Group app come into play.
It's a job app, so we have a huge database. It's
Right.
The profiles are pulled through various social media platforms, as well as the candidates logs in our portal, and then they push their information, and then we use algorithms to shortlist the CVs. These algorithms are based on the client-centric as well as innovations matrices, so that we get the right shortlist of the candidates at the right time.
So you use AI for this?
We have started using AI.
And does this really help? I mean, how does this better the process?
It reduces a lot of value time of recruiters.
Okay.
And it also allows innovations, to deliver it to its clients and candidates in a better and a faster way.
Right. And we've always had this thought, both Vivek and myself, that how does algorithm work online when you put your CVs online? How do these portals pick your CVs out?
Keywords, yeah.
Keywords.
Yeah.
I mean, what is...
So there are
really
different permutations and combinations which are defined in the algorithms.
Okay.
Though I'm not an industry expert, we have techie guys who do this. So based on the requirements and the job specs of the clients, there's a algorithm written for each and every profile. Yes, we have created the profiles. If you have something unskilled, semi-skilled, skilled people, then those algorithms are ran in the system, and then we get the shortlist of the profiles.
I think it all boils down to a job seeker, the CV that he prepares, the words that he uses in it, and how appropriate he is going to apply for the job as well. I think it boils down to that.
So job description becomes an important part here, from a both employee and an employee perspective. Because if job description is written well, everything goes well.
Perfect. Ravi, we want to ask you so many questions where recruitment is concerned, where outsourcing is concerned, understanding the two fields, because I know being recruited for a particular company and that company outsourcing another department outside. How do you handle the two divisions separately? What are the perks that people get as well? We'll talk about that, but after this.
जॉब कहाँ है? जॉब है ग्रुप इनोवेशंस का है एक एप्लीकेशन डाउनलोड नाउ ले लो जॉब इन द नेशन ट्रैक योर स्टेटस कभी जॉब आना अब इजी मोटे पर सी ऐप हो कभी नाउ डाउनलोड नाउ इट्स ग्रुप इनोवेशंस डाउनलोड नाउ इट्स ग्रुप इनोवेशंस is Group Innovations. Download the Innovations Group job app right now. Available on Play Store and App Store. Register now and apply for a job.
Very good morning to you. We are in conversation with Ravi Jethwani, CEO of Innovations Group. And before we could head on a break, Ravi, I did ask you a question as to what is the difference of being recruited by a company directly than being recruited by an outsourcing company that works for the original company.
So if you ask me honestly, as an employee, I would love to be on the roles of the main employer, which is, for example, any employer. We can take an example of any corporate. However, the law plans are different in different parts of the world. In UAE and in GCC, to get people on board is a challenge. You need to have a lot of visas, different types of visas. There are compliances with the labor. So it becomes a bit complicated for the corporations to fulfill all these requirements and get people on board.
Correct.
That's how they seek help of innovations. We being an outsourcing company, they reach out to us and say that these are the resources which we want them to be on board. Please help us in bringing them in this part of the world.
So tell me something now. What happens in a given situation where the primary company is no longer associated outsourcing company? Do those people that have been hired for this role, stand a chance of losing their jobs?
Not really, because we follow the instructions from our clients. The For all legal reasons, we are the legal employers.
Right.
Okay.
However, we follow all the policies, the code of conduct of the clients, which they give it to us. So even if you see in our offer letters,
Mm.
the offer letters are replicated from the client's offer letter, and we give it to the candidates so that they have a comfort. Everything is dictated by the client. We just do the end-to-end process, payroll processing, onboarding them, and ensuring that the monthly payroll is being done. This is the work which we do for them, and they are under direct supervision and control of me.
Okay.
So it's only for legal purposes they are our payroll, for our invest, but for all other purposes they work with the client directly.
Also, there are some charges which are levied on the employees, I think. Does that also happen at Innovations?
No, I don't think so. It's legal to levy any charges on the employees.
Nice.
It's to be borne by the employer.
Right.
So I'm not too sure. I mean, it's not legal at all.
Yeah,
So
because there are a lot of things that happen, right? Ki promise kiya jata hai job, and a lot of issues happen when
Emirates ID or your visa.
correct.
You
Yeah.
are
So how
asking
to be vigilant of that, as a job?
So first of all, so it's break down into two segments. One is the skilled workforce, and one is the unskilled and the semi-skilled workforce.
Okay.
Now, whereas the skilled workforce is concerned, I don't think so these issues come up because these guys are qualified, educated, and they work for the big clients.
Correct.
This happens mainly on the skilled and the semi-skilled and the unskilled categories. So most of the influx in this part of the world happens from the Asian countries.
Correct.
And we Innovations also have to rely on our outsourcing vendors back in those countries.
Right.
So we have to do a proper due diligence on these vendors
Okay.
to ensure that these vendors are not charging anything from the candidates and they are not committing, false promises to them.
Right.
We also, when the recruitment drives are conducted,
Correct.
we also have video recordings done so that we know that these vendors are communicating to the employees in order to save their interest.
Correct.
So this is more on the due diligence part. Since we are a 25-year-old company, we have set processes in shortlisting these vendors. We have our own code of conduct for these vendors. They have to sign on these documents, and if there's any breach, then there are huge consequences behind that.
Correct. Now, we've seen a shift in working patterns post-COVID-19. Remote working or any freelancing became the norm these days. So talk to me about the evolution and the change in the landscape of where jobs are concerned. How has this impacted the UAE?
So let us look at this landscape a decade back. The demand was mainly for the skilled workforce into BFSI, telecom, construction sectors.
Correct.
However, starting 2016, we saw a sudden surge or sudden move towards the semi-skilled and skilled categories
Correct.
due to change in economic policies, industry demand, and technology advancements. And this was the time when infrastructure projects, e-commerce, logistics, last minute started to boom. So, in the space also, the rules have evolved.
Okay.
Coming back, it gave us good learnings. However, I would like to put some numbers on the table. As of 2023, only 13% of full-time employees work from home.
Oh.
28% work on a hybrid model,
Okay.
and 59% work from office. These are the recent stats.
So can you talk to us a little bit about remote working and
Yeah.
hybrid model and the differentiation between all these terminologies that we hear about?
So remote working, which I talked about 100%, is completely from home.
Okay.
Don't even come to office every day.
Wow.
And with technology, advancements, and AI, monitoring remote work, sign-in, sign-offs, screen times monitoring, everything can be assessed.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So 13% is completely from home.
Correct.
28% is hybrid.
Mhm.
3 days in office, 2 days from work from home.
Work from-
These are the flexibilities which organizations give to their employees. And 59% is from office.
From off.
Now, there are certain roles which can't practically be managed from home.
Correct.
They need to be on-site. For example, we can't say our medical practitioner to support your patient remotely.
But telemedicine has also become
And, still, you think from a patient perspective.
the human touch.
Exactly.
Mm.
But it's all evolving. आपने भेज दी, and then
It's evolving. We have good technologies where a doctor can see through a hippo technology and
Yeah.
can read the pulse and the heartbeats of the patient as well.
Right.
But still, there has to be some human touch.
And-
Like we can't say our oil field technicians to work remotely. They have to be on the rig.
Correct.
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 So these are some jobs.
right. But as of now, which jobs are in demand or latest trending jobs?
So, as I said, the industry is evolving, the knowledge and focus. Personally, I come back when you are asked from one of our client to source them environment engineers.
Environment engineers.
So I
Was it a huge requirement or was it a very
no, it's a small requirement,
small?
but we had to study that. What is this profile?
Correct.
Nice.
How do we get candidates?
Is this after COP28? A lot more people.
Yeah, it's
getting
happening.
this state
That's why I said,
of-
I linked to the UAE economic vision of 2030 that the government is taking.
Environment engineer.
Yeah, environment engineer.
Never knew such a post exists.
And we couldn't find a lot of CVs on this post because, for us also it was new and we tried to do something. Now we are working towards it. As and when the industry involves, you have to keep on learning new things.
So, what is the future that you anticipate?
More use of technology will come into place because, the talent pool needs to boost.
Right.
With the fast-changing world, a vigorous new workforce is emerging. So we have to cater to that workforce.
Okay.
Coming back to your question on the part-time freelancer, it's a relevant question in this time.
Out of the world.
Not only this part of the world, but in today's world as well.
Right.
Especially the post-COVID, people have actually taken this as a career path.
Correct.
Rather than coming into a full-time employment.
Right.
They would love to be freelancer or, get into the portals. Moonlighting was a big issue in India.
Sure.
I'm sure you all have heard about this.
But over here it's allowed, right?
It's legally allowed.
NOC you can
Yeah,
get from
you
your
can
company.
take, you can have 2 labor cards. You just have to define the hours in the labor card because the government is concerned about, that the people should not be too stretched beyond the work levels.
Ravi, I have to ask you this question because I can't let you go without answering this question. Our morning today started off with a bunch of scams, and I know the job market also is hit by a number of scams. Now, as a recruiter yourself, what is it that you advise to the people that you onboard? How can people be more vigilant of, as to where they should be applying for the application? Any way that people check for authenticity?
Yes, there are many ways. These days the social media platforms are available. They can definitely check on those platforms how big is the organization,
Right.
what is the history of the organization.
Right.
And as I mentioned before, this generally happens in the semi-skilled and the unskilled.
I'll
So
give
the-
you an example, Ravi. Recently, we got a message that, he got a job offer letter from a reputed school. He got the offer letter through his email. He was very happy that he got a 15,000 dirham paying job. And then they asked him to pay 1,000 dirham deposit to secure the job.
Yeah.
Now, this is when he messaged me this year. So I told him, call the file out. And when he called them, they said, we never called the file out. And when he called them, they said, we never sent you any offer letter.
Yeah, but he would have gone through the interview process.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
at that time, you come to know whether this is genuine or no. And I'm surprised that I am not sure about the role in the school, but if it's a teacher role, I'm surprised that he or she couldn't gauge that it's not.
The scammers are brilliant.
But no, you will be surprised, Ravi, because we also had people call and say that we are hired for as a chef. Now, when they called the brand, I can't name the brand, but when they called the brand, there was a person named XYZ over there at that position. So how is a person to know that this is,
They're too data.
I'm sure it's, but good company have across this scenario in our entire duration of providing the manpower,
Right.
and we are into this business because we are very vigilant.
correct?
We don't even permit the vendors to use our logos without our permissions.
Very nice.
If we see that, there's a tendency to showcase that it's a Dubai-based company or it's a UAE-based company to attract more talent.
Right.
However, they cannot use our logos without our permission.
Superb.
So that's how you put the controls on
Right.
these frauds and scams.
As a job seeker, why is it important that innovation look for jobs where you're changing, you're looking for a new compared to जहाँ पे platforms है, job portal platforms, and you apply for jobs.
App is convenient. Today's generation is used to app. If you look at each and everyone's phone, it's full of apps.
Correct.
So it's the ease of access, it's convenience, to the candidates,
Right.
and it helps us as well.
Correct.
To get onto a portal and then you fill in full details. Apps is easy. It's just
I
you just have to fill in the basic details, upload your CV. Then there are the AI is built into it. They will pick up the different fields and they will tabulate it in a proper format.
Perfect.
So
And
it
what
is convenient.
What is anonymous is because a lot of people want to change job. They don't want their employee to know.
It is. It's because it's confidential.
Yeah.
These are confidential information,
right.
and it has to be that way. It has to be designed in that way. Otherwise, it doesn't serve the purpose.
Right.
And Ravi, what is the turnaround if I have to get on the app and search for a particular job? What's the turnaround that people can expect?
See, it depends on the job.
Yeah.
So if once a profile is uploaded in the app, and we keep on pushing the regular updates as well, it depends on the skill.
Okay.
So I can't really tell the turnaround time, but but one thing we can assure is if we have a specific job, turnaround time will be quick because it's our expertise to fulfill that job in a specified turnaround time and bring them on board within 2 weeks time. So that's the expertise we carry.
Super. वैसा कोई scheme नहीं कि 1 month में job नहीं तो money back guarantee.
There is no money involved.
Right.
no
You
money
did
involved.
mention about that.
So talk to me about the industries that are hotbeds right now. Quickly, if you can just list a few industries that are hotbeds that they are ready to kind of take on people.
So again, this depends on the skill set. On the white collar skill set, I just mentioned the few industries. On the tech side, sustainability is big thing which is coming up. We see hiring happening in logistics. Okay, because Dubai is getting that up. Hospitality is coming big time. As I said, the dependency on the oil and gas has to be reduced,
Right.
and tourism and other sectors has to go up.
I'm going to start a restaurant very soon.
Yeah, you can approach us. I'm not sure whether you guys outsource, but yeah.
But this is amazing. Thank you very much, Ravi, for taking time out, coming to our studios, educating us on so many aspects of the Innovations app. Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you so much. But before going, Innovations Group app, you get it on Play Store, you get it on App
Yeah,
Store?
both.
Super. Thank you, Ravi.
Thank you.